Today we will talk about pride and its effects. As we said in our previous lecture, pride is also something that is copied and that is propagated. Unfortunately, in our time, it has become the standard, and people run after it. Because when the individual decides to be proud and to copy proud behavior, then he will be detested by the rest. Unfortunately, most will not think of it that way because it has become the standard behavior. Although when we look back in earlier ages, pride was always seen as a sin, or it was seen as something detestable. But today, many individuals write books about confidence and how to achieve it, and how to be controlling, and how to look strong. Although what is likable and what seems pious is humility and a behavior that is humble, contrary to pride. So we have to talk about the implications that pride causes and the type of effect it will have in the group, in a group of people. So when the individual decides to try his utmost effort in being seen by others as strong and confident, in reality what he does is he isolates himself from the rest, because the humble person will be respectful towards the opinions of his folk. But instead, he has decided to be strong in his own opinion, whether it is faulty or whether it is right. And in this way, he will be isolated by the rest. So overall, what we have achieved by following all these books and all these new type of thoughts is that we have isolated and personalized behavior. And unfortunately, what used to be as detestable has become the standard model that is to be copied and practiced by the mass. So when an individual will decide to be humble and will decide to be respectful towards others and their opinions, then he will be more welcomed in the group of people that he sits with, and also the rest of the folks will respect him likewise. An arrogant behavior is not manly and is not pious, and it will always remain that way. On the contrary, the humble behavior is what is good and what is attractive, and a very good example to the rest. And a very good example And proof for this statement is that when someone acquires very high knowledge, then you will see that he will humble himself, because that is another effect that high knowledge will have on the individual. Because when one understands that there is so much more to learn and there are so many things that he still doesn't know, then he has no choice but to be humble. So you will hear the greatest physicians and the greatest philosophers, after acquiring a certain amount of knowledge, state that I still don't know anything. And that is more respectful, and that is more pious, and that is more human.